Hello, sports card collectors and investors. I hope you are having a good Thursday. This is a video that I've been wanting to make. I've been making a few videos on Project 2020 baseball cards, and I've been really keeping a close eye on this set. For those that already know about it, of course, you have the first 80 or so cards were ones where there was a lot of flipping opportunity. A lot of people were getting into it, and then print runs really started to skyrocket. Public opinion really kind of started to sour on the set as far as investment goes. And what has happened essentially is the cards have plummeted in value. And for some, they'll say like, well, yeah, the set's garbage. I never liked it anyway. For me, I mean, this just reeks of investment opportunity for me. Now, maybe not for everybody else, but I am targeting cards out of these first 80. And really the cards I'm going to be talking about today are more in the first 35, I believe. And it's just shocking how much the prices have pulled back to where I just don't see how much lower they can really go to where, people aren't jumping back into it, I guess. It just, if we look at these cards, and again, there's a big cult following, and whether you agree on whether it's, it's art people, card people that are buying into it or not, there is a special nuance about this set that I think will carry weight over time. Now, is it going to be an iconic set that everyone knows 20 years from now? I don't know. I don't know if it will be or not, but certainly in the short run, I think that this set has legs. I've been saying that the whole time, and especially with the pullback, there seems to be a lot of opportunities because we have seen just from the data that we have in that short period of time how high prices can go. We've seen kind of a potential ceiling. Now, some people might say that we did hit the ceiling, and we may or may not have hit the ceiling. We really don't know that. That's just speculation that people are using different variables to come up with their own formulas, and that's great but that's just your opinion, just like I have my opinion. So I think that this set has legs, and now that these cards have really pulled back heavily, and I'll show you some data here, I think that it's time for me to really take a harder look at these cards. I've been picking them up here and there, but I'm really contemplating where I'm going to be allocating my resources, and I might go heavier in on this set depending on how things turn out and if this trend continues with these prices dropping. So I'm going to start off with the first card. The first card that I've got on my list here is Saladin's Jeter. This is number 29, card number 29 in the set. I believe this was the highest print run at the time at number 29 at 9,800. And I believe this is the first Jeter and the first Saladin. And so to me, that kind of just screams, the collectability, I guess. It's the first Saladin, which this artist is a popular artist. And again, a lot of these artists are, they've got cult followings, but they're growing in popularity. And some of them even have hundreds of thousands, millions of Instagram followers. So they might not be mainstream to people that are my age or older, but, for the younger crowd, these are people that are fairly well known, these artists. So, it's Saladin's first card, and I believe this is the first Jeter card. This card was going for as much as $230 to $250 at the height on May 28th, kind of that May 27th, May 28th time frame. That's really when everything was at a height, and then it kind of started to crash from there. This card can be had now for $45 to $50. So we're literally at 25% of where it was at its height, 20% of where it was at its height. We're talking about an 80% drop in price. I mean, shoot, the retail price for the card was, what, $17, $20, $15 if you bought bulk. So we're starting to reach a point where at $40 to $50, I'm not really sure how much further this thing can go. I mean, shoot, I guess it can go to zero, but for me, this just looks like very good value if you're a believer in the set, or if you're not even that much of a believer in the set, but just from an investment standpoint, you're intrigued by it. This is card number 29 out of what's going to be a 400 card set, and this is the first Saladin and the first Jeter, and Jeter is arguably the most popular modern baseball player outside of Mike Trout. So I like this one. I understand the print run is a little high compared to some of these other cards in that top 20, top 25, top 30, but it's still not crazy at 9,800 copies. So I'm taking a very hard look at card number 29, Saladin's Jeter. Next up, I picked one that's not necessarily a first of either artist. It's card number 25, and it's Tyson Beck's Griffey rookie card, his version of Ken Griffey Jr.'s rookie card. This print run is low. It's at 3,707. The reason why I picked this one is, number one, I think Griffey, there's going to be a lot of people collecting Griffey and are going to want the whole Griffey set. And while it's not the first Griffey card in the set, I believe it's the second one. I believe it's the second Tyson Beck and the second Griffey card in the set at number 25. But you have the combination of a low print run at 3,707, a popular player in Ken Griffey Jr., and then Tyson Beck, I believe, is an upcoming artist in this grouping of 20. And so, it kind of just goes, if you're not necessarily a believer in Tyson Beck, then maybe you stay away from this one. But for me, I really like this one, and it's selling now for anywhere from $75 to $78 is where they're falling in today. At the height, these were all the way up to $450 to $525. So similar story. We're talking about an 80% drop in price, 75% drop in price. It's a pretty huge drop. So that's great if you didn't think it was worth $500 at the time, but $75 and looking at that print run, and just, I don't know, card number 25, it's a Griffey. I believe it's a second for each one. I really like it, and I also just like his interpretation of this card. So I'll be looking closely at these auctions, and if they're going sub $70 at this print run, I believe, for me, that is certainly a good value. Next up, I've got card number 18, and this is Blake Jameson's Nolan Ryan. This is the first Nolan Ryan card and the first Blake Jameson card. And some of you who have been following the set, Blake Jameson has started to become on. He's on social media more. He's becoming more. Not that he wasn't popular before, he was, but now he's really starting to come to the forefront as far as this set goes. So this is his first card, and again, there's a lot of Nolan Ryan fans out there, and this is that first card in the set. So as we get deeper into the set, as we get closer to card number 400, I think that people are going to look back and go, oh my gosh, I need that first Nolan Ryan card. We're creeping up on the holidays at that point. Are these going to be Christmas presents? These are the things that I think about if I'm going to invest in a card. And so this is first Blake Jameson, popular artist, first Nolan Ryan, iconic player, tons of Nolan Ryan fans out there, and tons of people that collect his original rookie card that I think are going to be in on this one. So print run is low. It's at 2,623. These are a little bit higher in price. They're going for right now at about $120 to $123. I saw two sales, I believe, yesterday. At that price. At the height, they were anywhere from $450 to $550. So there, again, you're talking about 25% of where it was at the height. Print run is very low, especially when you consider we had a Griffey Keith Shore print run at $99,000. This one's at $2,600. First Blake Jameson, first Nolan Ryan. So, if this, and I think for me the threshold is $100. If I ever see one of these below $100, I'm gonna be taking shots at it on those auctions. So we'll see. I'll probably lose by $1 like I do every other time, but I'll be taking a hard look at this one. It's an exciting card. I like the look of the card, and I think that it's going to be one that down the road, and even if you keep it past this year and you keep it long term, I think that it's going to have viability. All right, next up, I'm picking, this is actually probably my favorite artist of this group of artists, Mr. Cartoon. I just like this. I like his style. I really like his style. I didn't know anything about him before this set came out. And Mr. Cartoon is the one that I've been looking. They're the cards that I'm buying, that just come out new. That's kind of the artist that I'm focusing on, is just like, I'm just collecting that artist. I really like his cards. I especially like his Jackie Robinson card. I forgot what number it is. I think it's in the 80s. But it's got the blue. It's kind of like a black and white looking card, but then it's got blue, and the Dodgers is in all blue. It's just awesome. This is card number 10. This is Roberto Clemente, and again, this is the first Mr. Cartoon and the first Clemente in this set. And if you're a baseball card lover or collector, you know there are people that hard collect Roberto Clemente, his cards, especially his rookie cards. The print run on this one is 1,844, very, very low print run. This card it's pricier, but this is the 10th card in the set, and it's a popular card for good reason, and it's selling right now for about $400. In the heyday, back at the end of May, it was selling anywhere from $950 to $1,100. So as far as investment goes, I mean, yes, there's opportunities here for this one. I wouldn't say, I don't know if this one's going to go to, higher than $1,100 where it was before, but I think this is one where it's got that collectability / investment deal to where I think if you really like this card and artist like I do, then you pay attention to this one, and maybe it's worth a shot at that price point, or if it drops a little bit lower. But if you don't like this card and it's simply just a straight up investment, then maybe you go in another direction, because I think there's other opportunities. But for me, I love this artist. I love the collectability of Clemente, and then I love the print run. I mean, there's a lot of things to like about it. So I'm going to keep a hard look, keep an eye on this one. I'll be watching this one closely. And then last but not least, I have got Andrew Thiel's Mike Trout number 35. This is the second Trout card, and I believe the second Andrew Thiel card in the set. Print run was higher. Of course, it's Mike Trout, so the print run was 13,200. This card was selling as high as $250 is the height of where this one was at the end of May. Amazingly, this card is now selling in that $35 to $40 range. I even saw an auction yesterday. I don't know if it's a real sale, but there was an auction with one or two bids at $20, at like $20.50, and I was crying because I missed out on it. But it just shows you this thing's come basically all the way back down to its original retail price. And again, I'm just thinking about, what's this going to look like at the end of the year? When we're at card, right now we're at card, 105 or 103 or something like that. There's 400 cards in this set, and there's going to be people that are trying to collect, each player or each, artist or combinations or the entire set. There will be people trying to collect the entire set. So, and I understand the print run's 13,200, but this thing's crawling all the way back to almost its original retail price. So I don't know. To me, that I think that these are opportunities. I love, this set has been such a wild ride, and so I'm going to keep on paying attention to it. And I do think that, I'm going to go contrary to popular belief, I think, on this one, that, I know a lot of people are down on this set, and it shows by this pricing that people are down on this set, and maybe a lot of people are getting out, a lot of the flippers are getting out, but I see opportunity, especially with low prices. People, that's kind of where the whole idea comes from. We're trying to buy low to sell high, and this set has it went on a meteoric rise. It's come crashing down, and we don't necessarily need it to go on a meteoric rise again. If it just goes halfway to where it was before, then these are good deals, So anyway, something I'm looking at. I wanted to share this with you. I know it's not necessarily a popular opinion with the Project 2020 stuff, but I'm still excited about some of the opportunities here. Thank you again for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we will talk to you again soon. Thanks, guys.